my Athens 2004 Canadian flag, which I purchased down a street in Monastiraki in Athens. Very cheaply made, very expensive to purchase, as usual at the Olympics. And this was my inspiration. This was my flag. This is what I wore. This was my uniform, you can call it, at the Athens 2004 Games. I wore that with extreme pride, and it was an honor to have that there. And so I left it to my cousin in the south of England, because when I was traveling home, I visited her. And so now she's holding it. She's been taking care of it. And I said, I'll return in a couple years, and you give it back to me for temporary loan again. And so I'm now taking this flag to Turin with me. So, and there it will have the same, I guess, emotion. It'll have this. It's got a history. That's what I want. I'll take it to Beijing, and I'll bring it back to Vancouver. It's that flag will, it's a cheap flag. Maybe it won't make it, but I'll try.
And I think that the Olympic energy that's moving forward and forward to 2010 is going to be more about the cultural side, and the Cultural Olympiad is going to, the whole idea is that becomes an equal at some point. So the artistic and creative energy of humans around the world starts to become as significant as all of the energy that's being put into sport. And I think they make a wonderful combination, really.
There's nothing better for me than competing on home soil. You have the support of your friends, your family, and your sponsors. Everybody's there, and I really feed off that energy as an athlete.
We're staying with family here, and we have family there, so it would be really nice to see it twice. We'll see how it goes.
We experienced the games in Athens, and it was just so wonderful to laugh, to cry, to scream, to wave your flag.
The last time I was on my speed skates was at the Olympics. And so when I retired, I decided that I needed a little bit of time away because a lot of people were saying, Jay, you just won a medal at the Olympics. Why aren't you going to continue on to 2010? Canada's hosting the games. And I just felt when I stood on that podium, I'd achieved everything that I ever set out to do. I won World Cup medals, or World Championship medals, and the Olympics was the final thing. And so I just felt at absolute peace when I stood at that podium.
And for me, I think I started out as a young girl as a skier, and I sort of had Nancy Green as my idol, and I wanted to be skiing at the Olympic Games, and then I ended up breaking my back and becoming disabled, and so my dream sort of got changed a little bit. But the first time when I was at the Paralympics in 1992 and we won our gold medal there, it was just a phenomenal experience for me.
It's such an honor, to play for your country and to wear that maple leaf. It's something that I've always dreamt to do, so it's a huge honor.
We want to be a force to reckon with in every event at the Olympics in Vancouver, so we're working towards that, and I think Torino is a good indication of what depth we have, and we're really just building off of that.
There's a lot of work that we do behind the scenes. A lot of small crises pop up during games, things the public are never aware of, and there's a lot of time management involved in making sure things are smooth for the athletes, transportation issues, security issues, food in the village, is it right, things on and on and on. So we're focused on doing things right here. We will sort of keep a record of what's gone on, particularly on the playing field. Our high performance people will, and we'll see what we can apply to 2010 as we move forward.
VANOC has had the great chance to be here in Torino and see what they're doing. The organizing committee there has really set the standard in terms of its bid, and certainly the way they're organizing the games. I have no doubts in my mind that it'll be a fabulous games, and people will look on and say that was the one.
If you don't come, it's very difficult to really assess what these projects can be like, but it's the awesomeness of it. It's the impact. It's like you've taken this enormous big energy ball and dropped it right on a whole region. And you really do get the message. The games have an enormous impact. They're going to affect absolutely everything. There's not a person that's living in the lower mainland of British Columbia who will not be affected by this in one way. And it'll all be very positive and very high energy and exhilarating. And then, of course, what will we want to do? What will people say about us in 20 or 30 or 40 years? And that story has still to be told.